Hello, what's up? It's me, Salisha, and welcome back to another episode of The Salisha Show. I'm here in Midtown Manhattan at the gorgeous Gotham Studios and on the Gotham Network, which I'm so proud of. I love it here. Oh my goodness. I love you guys. So today's episode, I want to talk a little bit about from miscarriage to motherhood. About a year ago, I experienced and blogged about having a miscarriage. And you hear the question marks in my voice because at the time I did not know that what it was. I had no idea. Before that happened, I had a feeling I was pregnant. And when I really thought I was pregnant, I stopped testing. Like when it would actually show up that I was or was not, I did not take a test because I didn't want to know. And it wasn't until I was late. I was 5 days late. I felt the symptoms, but I also had this intuitive, I can't explain it. I just felt that I wasn't alone. In addition to that, one of my guides, I know that sounds woo-woo, visited me while I was out of the country. And I was like, I don't get visited by my guides a lot, but I could sense that I wasn't alone in the room. And I was like, why are they here? I think that was the night that we conceived. But regardless, sticking to what actually the facts that happened, I was late on my period. And on the fifth day, something happened before then, but on the fifth day, I got it. It was a lot. And I didn't know what to do. And Andrew didn't know what to do. And he was like, do you want me to carry you? And it just was it was just wild. And a few days prior, I don't even actually want to relive it really, but I have the worst cramps of my life. And so that's an understatement. They were worse than my current Braxton Hicks contractions with an actual huge baby inside of me. It was so bad. And so that's probably when that thing happened. And anyway, so the day that my period came, for fun, I tested. And that was the time that the freaking pregnancy test had 2 lines. I'm like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? And so Andrew and I were so confused. But when I told a couple of my friends who coincidentally both had experienced miscarriage, they were like, Salisha, that kind of sounds like this. And so I wrote a blog about it called I Think I Had a Miscarriage. And I was so surprised by how many of my friends had experienced something similar in their own way. I couldn't believe it. There were a lot of women, a lot of my friends. And not only that, friends, it happened to them that week. It was recent. And there were others who had happened in the past, but it was a lot. I just was not prepared. And of course, I'm surrounded, I'm getting older. I'm surrounded by friends who are older who are experiencing different symptoms or infertility, or they're trying to get pregnant and all the things. It feels like such a lonely journey, but no one is actually alone. Do you know what I mean? It's just no one's really talking about it, but it happens a lot. And you're just if that's something that you've experienced, you're just really for real, not alone. And even after I kind of realized what had probably just taken place, I felt guilt. I felt well, did I do something to hurt it, or did I eat the wrong things or drink the wrong things? Is it my fault? Should I not have gone jogging or whatever? I was blaming myself and I didn't even know. It was just a lot. But I just want to offer a little bit of encouragement. Probably by the time you hear this, hopefully by the time you hear this, I will have a little baby in my arms, a little son. And right now he's kicking me and punching me and rolling around. And, I've never been the girl who was oh, I can't wait to get pregnant. no. I was like, I'm going to wait till I'm 40, if at all. And so potentially having that miscarriage kind of made me be like, oh, wait a minute. Maybe I do want this. And so when I did get pregnant again, it made me feel a lot more grateful. Okay, this is a blessing. And I should not take this for granted. And okay, accept this. Let's go on this journey. Let's see what this is. This is a whole different chapter in my life. My 20s were all about moving to New York City and getting on Broadway and flying by the seat of my pants and just going for it with my onstage theater career. And then 2020 happened and it switched the chapter that I was in, and I was able to start focusing on love, and I met Andrew and we fell in love, and I had time to nurture that relationship, and we got married, and now we're starting a family, and it's a very different chapter to be in. And I'm still sometimes I still feel hesitant. Most of my friends are still not parents. And so I'm the first of many of them. And it is a very weird thing to trailblaze, especially here in New York City, because my circle, we're used to being light on our feet and having a lot of energy and just go, go, go and grinding in this town. And being one of the only pregnant women in my friend group, it is just a hard thing to explain. No, I don't want to see your show at 11 p.m. That's too late. Even 8 p.m. sounds late. Trudging to Midtown can get really difficult when you are 30 pounds heavier than you're used to being, or more. It is just a different ballgame. But here we are. It has been a roller coaster, and I'm coming up on the end, and I'm hoping I can still do these shows for Hugh Jackman at Radio City and in Oklahoma, and we'll know by the time this episode airs, we will know if I made it through the entire contract, because I've got 3 more weekends of shows to do in that contract, and I really, really want to be there. But I just want to encourage the women who are trying to get pregnant, who've maybe had some trouble, or who are even on the fence about it. Do you really want to pause your career to do this? And to those, I would say, first of all, anything is possible. One of my best friends had trouble with infertility, and now she has 4 children. And I know a couple of other people who that also happened to them. They could not have kids. And now their hands are very full. They're very full. They just didn't see it coming. And for those who were but I'm in the prime of my career, you're probably not wrong. But if Beyonce has taught us anything, every decade can be the prime of your career. We can keep leveling up, right? It doesn't just have to be in our 20s or our 30s. It could be in our 40s and our 50s, our 60s even. So, and never in a million years did I think that I would be on stage when I'm pregnant. I have been very much on stage every month of this pregnancy. And that is not something that I even knew to pray for. I just kind of put it out there to God, what would be ideal, but it didn't really sound possible. And here comes this job that I did not even audition for. And God was like, this one's for you. Enjoy. So you just never know. You just never know. And you're capable of doing a lot more than you even realize. I don't know why that makes me emotional to say that. It's kind of a scary thing to think about. You don't know what you're capable of until you're put to the test, But you're stronger than you're giving yourself credit for. You're smarter than you're giving yourself credit for. And you're more capable than you've been giving yourself credit for. And if it's something that you want and you've been holding yourself back because of fear, see what happens if you just lean in. And not for nothing, this is my own personal experience. I was not getting pregnant when I wasn't ready. This is my own personal thing. I don't even think I've said this to Andrew. But the day I decided, I think I'm actually ready, not just like I'm telling people or telling my husband that I'm ready, that was the day that I actually like got pregnant. Like I decided I'm changing my diet today as if I'm already pregnant. I'm putting aside alcohol today as if I'm already pregnant. And literally that was the start of it before I even knew it. So maybe that's a coincidence. Maybe it's not. You can make of that whatever you will. But that's just my experience. It was a very internal shift that happened. So that's all. Be encouraged, stay empowered, and thank you for hanging out with me for a little bit. I'll see you next week.